Good morning, class. Today, we're going to learn about the phrasal verb fill out. This phrasal verb is commonly used in English and has several meanings. Let's explore them together. Firstly, fill out means to complete a form or document by providing the necessary information. For example, when you go to the doctor's office, they may ask you to fill out a medical history form. It's important to provide accurate and detailed information to ensure proper treatment. Let's see an example of a conversation that demonstrates the use of fill out in this context.
I have an appointment with a new dentist tomorrow.
That's great. When you get there, they'll probably ask you to fill out some forms.
Oh, I see. What kind of information will they require?
They'll ask for your personal details, medical history, any allergies you have, and other relevant information. Make sure to fill out everything accurately.
In this conversation, mother explains to her son that they will need to fill out forms at the dentist's office, providing personal and medical information. Accuracy and completeness are essential when filling out forms. Can anyone provide another example of filling out a form?
When I applied for a driver's license, I had to fill out an application form with my personal details.
Excellent. That's a perfect example. Now, let's move on to the second meaning of fill out. Fill out can also mean to make something appear fuller or more rounded by adding substance or volume. For instance, if you have thin eyebrows, you can use an eyebrow pencil to fill them out and make them look thicker. Let's see an example of a conversation that demonstrates the use of fill out in this context.
I love how well-shaped your eyebrows are. They look so full and defined.
Thank you. I actually use an eyebrow powder to fill them out and give them a more natural appearance.
That's a great technique. I might try it too.
In this conversation, Amber mentions using an eyebrow product to fill out their eyebrows, adding volume and enhancing their appearance. Can anyone share another example of filling out something to make it look fuller? My sister uses a hair volumizer to fill out her thin hair and make it look thicker. Excellent. You've got it. Next, let's explore the third meaning of fill out. Fill out can also mean to eat or drink enough to satisfy your appetite. For example, if you're feeling hungry, you can fill out your stomach by having a balanced meal. Let's see an example of a conversation that demonstrates the use of fill out in this context.
I'm starving. Let's grab something to eat.
Sure, where do you want to go?
How about that new Italian restaurant? I've heard they have delicious pasta.
Sounds good to me. Let's go and fill out our stomachs.
In this conversation, Sarah suggests going to a restaurant to satisfy their hunger and fill out their stomachs by enjoying a satisfying meal. Can anyone provide another example of filling out your appetite by eating?
After a long day of hiking, we stopped at a local bakery to fill out our appetite with some freshly baked bread and pastries.
Well done. You're doing great. Now, let's move on to the fourth meaning of fill out. Fill out can also mean to provide additional information or details to make something more complete or comprehensive. For instance, if you're writing an essay, you can fill out your arguments with supporting evidence. Let's see an example of a conversation that demonstrates the use of fill out in this context.
I'm working on my research paper, but I feel like my arguments are not strong enough.
Have you considered adding more evidence to support your claims?
That's a good point. I should fill out my arguments with relevant examples and data.
Exactly. Adding more evidence will make your paper more convincing and comprehensive. In this conversation, Professor suggests that students should provide additional evidence to strengthen their arguments and fill out their research paper. Can anyone think of another example of filling out something with additional information?
The presenter was asked to fill out her presentation by providing more examples and case studies to support her ideas.
Fantastic example. You're really getting the hang of it. Now, let's discuss the final meaning of fill out. Fill out can also mean to gain weight or become plumper, usually in a positive way. For example, if someone has been working out at the gym, they may say that they are filling out their muscles. Let's see an example of a conversation that demonstrates the use of fill out in this context.
I've been going to the gym regularly, and I'm starting to see some changes in my body.
That's amazing. Are you noticing any specific improvements?
Yes, I've been focusing on weightlifting, and I feel like I'm filling out my muscles. It's a great feeling.
In this conversation, Justin mentions that their consistent gym workouts have led to noticeable changes in their body, particularly in terms of filling out their muscles. Can anyone provide another example of filling out something in a positive way?
After weeks of training, the athlete noticed that his running shorts were getting tighter, indicating that he was filling out his legs and gaining muscle.
Excellent choice. You're doing great. Now, that concludes our lesson on the various meanings of the phrasal verb fill out. I hope you now have a clearer understanding of its usage in different contexts. Remember to practice using fill out in your conversations and written work. Keep up the great work, and see you in our next class.